Welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So I've had my Panasonic G85 ever since June of 2018, and now we're in 2020, and so I wanted to do a long-term review of this camera to see whether or not it is still worth it in 2020 and beyond. So let's go ahead and look and see what this camera has to offer. So the first feature that I think every camera should have, which a Panasonic G85 has, is a front-facing flip-out screen or a fully articulated screen. I can't tell you how important this is, especially if you are a YouTube content creator where most of the times you're going to be shooting videos of your face. And even if you aren't doing that, if you have a variable screen like this where you can flip it in many ways, this will help out in not only video but also photography as well. And a lot of times it just makes things more convenient, because otherwise if you do not have a flip out screen, then you're either going to have to get an external monitor, which adds even more to the actual price and also bulkiness of the camera, or you're just going to have to trust that you're going to be in frame and also in focus. And so the flip out screen is one of the best features that the Panasonic G85 has. So another fantastic feature of this camera is the fact that it is weather sealed. So whether you're outside in light rain, there's heat, or there's dust, this thing can handle it. And even though it's not completely weatherproof, it is still a great feature to have, especially if you're somebody like myself who loves to be outdoors, because most cameras in this price range don't offer that. And the fact that it is weather sealed, it's built a bit more rugged. Like, I have dropped this camera before on some jagged rocks, and there was like little to no damage at all, and everything worked just fine. So this is a huge plus for people who love to shoot their videos outdoors. So a powerful feature that this camera has is it has 5-axis in-body stabilization. And when you pair that with the lens that also has image stabilization, you get this dual IS. Now right now, all the shots that I have in this video, I'm holding it with my hand. I'm not using a gimbal or tripod. And right now I'm walking on some jagged rocks and there's no problems at all. And this is a great camera to have whenever you are going to be outdoors. You're going to be moving around a lot. And even though it's not going to be perfect, versus having a gimbal, it's still going to be great for a lot of video shooters out there. Now the Panasonic G85, it is a micro four thirds system. So what that means for a lot of people is going to be a lot more compact and lightweight versus a camera that has a full frame sensor and all the lenses to go with that. And so this is really great for somebody like myself who just likes to pick up and go without having to worry about carrying a lot of heavy equipment. And at the same time, since these things are a lot lighter, that means you can pack other things in your bag as well besides just the camera and lens. So another thing the Panasonic G85 has that most cameras don't have in this price range is unlimited recording. This is a huge thing, especially for content creators who really don't want to be limited by how long they can record. And I think it's just a pain in the butt for you to have a limit and then you have to put all your clips together. Whereas here, as long as you have battery life, you can record as long as you want, no matter what resolution you're shooting at. And so the best feature of this camera is the price. So you can get the whole body and a kit lens and maybe some other accessories all together for $700 US. This is an absolutely great price, and it's probably going to keep getting lower by the end of 2020. And when you compare all the features that it offers versus other competitors around this price range, it's really hard to find anything that gives you more value for your dollar. For serious YouTubers, check out TubeBuddy, the premier tool news at GeekOutdoors.com. Get more done today by checking out the affiliate link in the description area below. So getting to the things that I didn't like about this camera is, of course, the autofocus. Panasonic Lumix camera then used this DFD or depth from defocus autofocus system, which is a contrast-based system. And when it comes to photography, it works well, but for video, it's absolutely horrible and it's very unreliable. And so I rarely ever use the autofocus because I can't trust it, especially if you're doing videos where you have your face in focus or you're trying to focus on other things. It is just not a great system at all. And so this is one thing that I think everybody can agree on, that the autofocus system is just not great, especially considering so many other manufacturers are using much better systems. So another con with this camera is that it doesn't have built-in slow motion. Now, even though it can do 1080p at 60 frames per second, it would have been really nice to have slow motion built into the camera so you don't have to do this in post. And a lot of cameras nowadays, they do have some type of slow motion feature built in. So even though the micro four thirds system is great for having a compact and lightweight camera, it is really not good when it comes to low light situations because the sensor is a lot smaller, especially when you compare it to a APS-C or a full frame sensor, which allows it to get in more light in dark situations. And so if you're the type of person who loves to shoot in the dark, then this is probably not going to be the best camera for you. So that's my long-term review of the Panasonic G85. And even in 2020, I still think this is a fantastic camera, as long as you don't need good autofocus for video. But other than that, it's really hard to think of another camera at this price range that's going to give you everything that this camera offers. And so if you actually have any thoughts on this, whether you own this yourself or maybe you're thinking about getting it, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And if you did want to get this camera, you want to support this channel, I do have an affiliate link in the description as well. So as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Go Content Creators group, where you get access to additional videos and content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Go Content Creators group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.